Hey guys, welcome to the CO visit. Colin here, and my trusty coffee. I appreciate you clicking on this video. Appreciate y'all being here, and for all of you who've been following this situation from since a long time ago. So if you're watching this video right now, I'm making this video on Friday, April 4th, but I'm going to program it to upload on Saturday so that I can get the message out there. Maybe that'll give some people a chance to see it and watch it more when it actually premieres. So it's a video, but it's going to premiere like a live first, and then it's just a normal video. So you know how that works. Well, I wanted to give you guys an update about what happened finally with Cosette's case. If I look a little tired, if I look a little red-eyed, you get to a point where there's just no more tears to cry for a situation, and you can only grieve so much, and then it just kind of turns into a quiet resignation, I guess. I wish I had better news, but I want to be upfront and transparent with everybody. I've tried to do that from the beginning. And this is real life. There's no happy endings. No riding off into the sunset. So basically, it's all over, guys. It's all over. Okay. I did what I could do. I went through every avenue. I had evidence collected. And if you guys remember some of the past videos that I made, I said nothing was 100% for sure with this. All depends on, in the end, the judge. And seems like I have the luck of just basically, I just can't get justice for me. I've been in cases like this again and again and again, and every single time I just get overlooked. They don't want to look at my evidence. They don't want to hear me. So basically what happened was in the end, when we were ready with everything and, all the documentation, and then the charges that we were going to file. You remember that the lawyer went over to Cosette's mother's house and left her with a document. And then, basically like telling her to cease and desist, while he was also working in the court, getting that ready. And basically, we knew from the beginning one of two things could possibly happen. The first one is the judge could simply look at basically the case. I mean, there's already a sentence, right, on the child support and on the custody and all of that. And that's what, when we got that modified, a couple years ago to reflect now what I'm earning now currently. And so it got reduced a little bit. And then, of course, at that time, I also tried to ask for custody. I didn't get it. And that was here where I live. So where they live, I'm talking about a city that's 6 hours away from here. It's a whole nother region, whole nother jurisdiction. And so that was one possibility, that the judge would just look at the case, and without needing a hearing, he could just make a decision on it. And he could say, okay, you're going to do this, this, and this, and here it is. And, and then make basically a new agreement. And then we would just have to go in to sign, basically. And that could even be done remote control. I wouldn't even have to go there. The lawyer could send it to me and I could sign it and send it back, And that was one possibility. kind of an abbreviated case, where the judge just decides on it and looks at the information and then makes a new ruling. Option number two was the judge could have called for a new hearing, in which case I would have had to go there and, expound the case and, have a normal like court hearing. Well, what happened was option number one. The judge looked at it, didn't want to admit anything new, no evidence, nothing I had, nothing about her suicide. I don't know if he actually looked at it or not, but his ruling on it, his sentence on it was basically no. It was no. This was already decided in Juticalpa, where I live. And he said, just you have to fulfill this one. End of story, case closed. And not only that, he sent me a roundabout message through my lawyer that if I get, denounced for any reason for not paying, if I don't pay, I'll go to prison. So, yeah, that just made my day. I've never had problems, never had any issues with the law in my entire life. Never. And it's really tough. All this is really tough. And Cosette's, just, what can we do? There's literally nothing I can do about it now. And that's it. That's it. I mean, if one judge rules that way, that's pretty much the way it's going to be. This was already ruled on once. Then a judge looked at it this time and said no. And, Cosette was upset about the money because that was, something else we were trying to do. We were trying to get where I could send her part to her. And just that. And I was trying to cancel the half of the child support that goes to my other daughter, who's 20 years old, who's not going to school. She's not working. And it's like, you tell me why she should be getting child support. It's absolutely absurd. And, I actually talked to my ex-wife on the phone yesterday on April 3rd. And, it was pretty much one of those conversations like, haha, I told you so, right? And the only thing I could do was I took advantage of the opportunity because she was like on speakerphone and my oldest daughter was listening in as well. She was pretty upset with me because I told her that this is not how I raised her to be that way. And even though they spent a lot of time without me, but still she's got my genes. And I told her that, she can't go down this path like her mother that can't hold a job down, gets fired from every single job. My oldest daughter, she's been let go from 3 jobs already. Just like her mother, exactly the same, because they don't work well. They don't work. They're not good workers. And they're always getting involved in dramas and problems and causing strife and, typical what, narcissists do. And then trying to manipulate people and then trying to blame everybody else and victimizing themselves. And so the people, they get tired of it and they fire them. And I told her, I said, you got to start pulling your own weight. I said, well, at any rate, she's got 9 months left. I've got 9 months more until December to pay child support to her. Actually, be before then, November, because She turns 21 on December 24th. I get paid on the 25th. So December, I'm not giving her jack. And I told her, go get yourself a job. And you know what? Deal with it. Deal with it. Get a little bit thicker skin and start doing your damn job. Because you know what? Any job you have, forever, you're always going to have some problems at your job. Everybody does. You know, you're always going to have those days that are just stressful, when they get on you, when they're on your back, when you do something wrong, when, you know, whatever. All of us have those days. That's just life. You suck it up and you keep going because you need to. You have the necessity, right, to work. And she was just mad, and she was yelling at me too, and her mother was yelling at me, and you know, and it's just, I told him, I said, well, it's like, you guys aren't gonna live off of me forever, so you better start. I said, with my oldest one, she's got 9 more months. 9 more months. And then as of November 2025, that's the last child support money you're getting for her. As of December 2025 forward, you will get half after that, because it'll just be Cosette's half. And I told them that, you know, after that, if you want to take me to court, if you want to have them put me in prison, well then, fuck all, do it. All right, don't keep threatening me. Just do it. Okay. And in the end, my ex doesn't care. She doesn't care. She doesn't have anything. You know, and her whole deal is she would just really like to see me lose everything, you know, and be miserable just like her. But I told her, I said, listen, I said, if that's what you're planning and that's what you're thinking, it's not going to happen. Okay. If I go to jail, number one, where are you going to get money from? Number two, I won't lose my house. If that's what you're thinking, if that's what you want to see, like some sadistic pleasure, seeing all of us out on the street, it's not going to happen. My family will still be here. And my parents, particularly my mother, who helped us with this home to pay the down payment and all of that, she's not going to let us lose our home. She'll help Patty as long as she has to. So that's not going to happen. Okay. For not paying child support, I mean, the longest you can go to prison is it's between 3 to 5 years. So let's just say the maximum 5 years. Well, that's 5 years. You're fucked. And I'll get out. I'll get out eventually, and I'll come back home. So y'all better like get used to pulling your own weight and start getting jobs and having money for yourself. So in the case of Cosette, what's Cosette going to do? Nothing until about another year. You know, she's got to finish. She's on her last year of high school right now. And then that finishes up in November. She'll be done in November. School system's different here, different months. So in November, she'll be done. And then July of 2026, she'll turn 18, and then she's going to move out. And I said, I'll help her. You know, by that time, I'll have more money in my pocket because I won't be paying for my oldest daughter anymore. So I said, I'll help her with all that. I'll help you move out. Don't worry about it. I got your back. And I want her to keep going to school. I want her to go to college and get a profession, get licensed. And that's the only liberation, that's the only freedom that Cosette will finally get, is when she's able to move out. It's the only time. And maybe it'll happen before that. I don't know. You know, whatever. I mean, you know, she has plans and she might end up moving out with her boyfriend later on and whatever. I just told her, you do whatever you got to do, you know. If it means not being in that situation anymore, because, you know, I don't want to see her trying to take her own life again. But right now, I just told Cosette, you have no choice. My hands are tied. You have no choice. The only thing she can try to do, I told her, is that, try to work as much as you can right now. Um, when you can, make a little bit of money for yourself as much as you can. Um, for those moments when you have need and your mother doesn't give you any money, you'll have a little bit for yourself at least. And you just have to put up with it, deal with it until you can move out, and move out as soon as you can. And I'm going to try to put some money away between now and then, now and next year, so that when she does move out, I'll be ready and I can help her, whether it be, paying for the first month because you got to pay a deposit and all of that, or whether it be helping with furniture and stuff like that, or both. So another year, I got time to save up. I get a couple bonuses per year at work, and we can do something. So that's basically the reality, guys. So summary: judge ruled against us. It's over. That's it. It's done. Okay, not getting custody. Nothing else. Um, I got 9 months. 9 months more to pay the full child support because of my oldest daughter, but that half will end in November of this year because in December she turns 18. I'm sorry, she turns 21 before I get paid. So on the 24th, I get paid on the 25th. So by one day, I'm off the hook, and I'm not sending her one goddamn dime. The amount of money I've sent them in the past 10 years, 11 years now, 11 years, is staggering. Staggering. And what do they have to show for it? Nothing. Nothing. And this little room that they live in, where they are, if you can even call it that, they've never done anything. Never done any remodeling, any adding on to it, anything, nothing. And they don't have to pay anything there because it's a land that they inherited. All the kids inherited this big piece of land from their mother, and they all constructed their houses on it. They all live right there. There's, you know, um, the 5 kids, and they all live right there. It's this big, I don't know, it's like an acre or something, or half an acre or whatever it is. They all built their little homes on there, and Oneida, my ex, just has this tiny little shack, and they don't have to pay rent there. They don't have to pay anything else. I mean, they have water and electricity, but her other brothers and sisters pay that. She doesn't have to pay anything. The only bill she does have is like Wi-Fi. That's it. So it's not like they ever had a house payment or anything like that, or even utilities for that matter. And ask me why they have sewage and water on that plot of land. This idiot right here. In 2011, and their mother was already dead, my ex-mother-in-law, rest her soul, God rest her soul. She was the only person in that family that ever loved me. Really, I had a good relationship with her, and I think the others hated me because of that. Um, that piece of land, I mean, they had that land. Their mother had it for years, decades, and I mean 30 plus years or more, and they never had running water. They never had sewage. They had an outhouse, like 2 outhouses. It was disgusting. And to get water, they would have a neighbor throw a hose over the fence, and they would get running water from the neighbor. And so one year, and they're, like I said, my ex mother-in-law was already dead. um, I got the city water hooked up on that land, and the sewage. and I had to pay a shitload of money because they had never paid taxes, and then I had to basically hire a couple of guys to find where the connection was, because that happened eons ago. The installation of the main like mother pipe outside, and the sewage pipe and all of that, and after the fact, it's really hard to find where the connecting point is. It's really, really hard, and it's like this fucking thing is like, oh god, I can't remember how many feet underground it is. um Probably 4 or 5 meters at least. We're talking about 10, 12 feet down. And so you start digging down, and it's just guessing. You're just guessing more or less where it is. And you dig down, you don't find it. So you start digging the other way, until you run into it somewhere eventually, And I want to say at that time, this was back in 2011, I want to say we spent right around $3,000, right around there, with the taxes paying. I had to get the taxes. I'm sorry, I had to get the taxes paid. And then once I got that paid, once we found where the connecting points were for the running water, the like fresh water, and then the sewage pipe, then this work group from the city would come out. They brought all the materials and everything, and then they did the connection. They put the pipe in there and did all the connection and all of that. But they wouldn't do the digging to find where it's at. You had to find it. All they did was come and bring out a couple of tubes, stick it in there, the pipe glue and all that, and okay, here it is, it's ready. Then they put a valve on it, and then they said the rest is you. So we had to buy the rest of the pipe to get into the property, and then divide it up into where each lot was going to be. And so yeah, it was upwards of $3,000, which at that time was around a little bit more than 80,000 lempiras in the money here. 80,000 lempiras, more or less. So it was a pretty good amount of money. Pretty good amount. So they have that because of me. What thanks did I ever get for any of that? Nothing. Not even then. In fact, you want to know who are the ones that did all the work? It was me, and it was one of my brother-in-laws, who is not part of that family either. He's the guy that, like, there were the two that were married, basically. Two of my ex's brothers that were married. Or one, the younger sister, my ex's younger sister got married. So her husband. Okay. So not my ex's blood brother-in-law, right? And my brother-in-law within the family. We are the ones that did all the work, getting the work done, finding the connections, the piping, all that. None of them did one fucking thing. And that's how they roll. That's how that family is. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to mention that. And I wanted to also thank everybody that, whether it be through a super chat or any other means, that donated. And, I really appreciate it. That's all I can say from my heart. I'm indebted to you all. Okay. And L in particular, that helped me out. Okay, we did our best. That's all we can do, right? You know how I'm feeling right now, guys? I'll be honest with you. It feels like when you're a JW again, and it's just not quite good enough. So here from on out, I mean, as far as that goes, um, you know, it's just I don't that's I don't know. My mind right now is just. Anyway, guys, I think I'm gonna end it there. Okay, I'm not gonna have a live this weekend. That's why I'm uploading this video on Saturday in lieu of the live. Okay, and thanks everybody. Thank you, and be blessed, everyone. I'll see you in the next CO visit.